Hello, everyone. Welcome. I see we already have a lot of people online here, which is great. I'm Daniel from Wave.video, and today we have with us Tamara Ceman from Uscreen, which I'm very happy to have you here today. Hi, Tamara.
Thank you. Hi, everyone. Hi, Daniel. Thank you for having me.
Awesome. We are going to be talking today about how to sell videos online or how to take your business online, and specifically about monetizing videos or collecting money for your videos. And this is an interesting topic because specifically today with COVID-19, a lot of businesses are finding, hey, we have to go digital. It's what we call digital transformation. And now we call just pivoting or just dealing with COVID-19. Right.
True.
So if you are whichever channel you're watching on, we're streaming live on about 6 or 7 different channels here. So if you please introduce yourself, just say hi. It's always good to see who's with us. And we do like to show your comments here with us and have a conversation. So please do that. Let us know. It's if you are already selling videos or monetizing, please let us know. It's great. If you had some thoughts about it, let us know. And also, please tell us, what industry are you in? Are you an agency? Are you a restaurant? What do you do? Just put it right there in the comments. We would love to see. I see we've already got them jumping in. Oh, we've got somebody from Uganda. This is awesome.
Hi, Moses.
Moses, as I'm assuming Moses is that's last name here, Ulugu. So Ulugu, welcome aboard. Thanks. Who we've got here? Mags from Ireland. We've got James. Hi, James. Got a bunch of people here just streaming in. Fantastic. And as you're joining, James is an architect. Beautiful. An agency from undisclosed user. And Lisa from Ontario, wonderful. Lots of people joining in. Uglu, fantastic. Great. So let's just start here with the very basic question. What kind of businesses can actually consider monetizing video content? Can any business out there do this? Is it better for some types of businesses than others?
That's an excellent question. So the short and lazy answer is, if you are creative enough, you can really take any business and turn it into a video business and take it online and monetize it online. It's very true that in some industries, this video monetization business model has been going through a form of early adoption for years now. So it's more likely to succeed than in others. But if you are consistent, if you have an idea and you have a business value, a core value that you are able to take to your audiences online in a form of video, you can definitely do it. That's the beautiful part about video monetization online.
Okay, so it's like when you walk into a restaurant and you ask the waiter, "What's good here?" and they say, "Oh, everything." Okay, I need a follow-up question. So yeah, everybody can sell videos, but let's ask, what businesses have you seen do really well right now, or which are the ones that are figuring this out?
Nice, thank you. So we have noticed one very obvious pattern. Businesses that have any form of transactional knowledge or skill tend to do really, really well in the online video business industry. The reason is that everybody wants to learn and everybody wants to consume knowledge and kind of learn on their own terms. So if you have a skill that you can teach somebody something, or you are doing a group class, an in-person class, you can definitely take it online, and that's the easiest part. Entertainment is another beautiful thing that you can consider monetizing online. We know that YouTube is the core central of entertainment, right? And we have a lot of utility channels or the knowledge transaction channels on YouTube as well. But it's the entertainment element of it that's very interesting. And when I'm talking about entertainment, I'm not necessarily talking about the Netflix type of entertainment where you create a mainstream video channel. What I mean by entertainment can succeed is that the more niche you are, the more likely you're succeeding. So if you are offering some kind of niche entertainment, is it a very specific type of comedy show? Is it a video channel, that a movie channel that caters to certain ethnicity, or people resonate with it in a specific way that creates a niche audience within your audience, you have a very good likelihood to succeed.
I see. I'm assuming that certain industries are picking up faster now. Like maybe I myself am doing yoga from home instead of from
Very good.
the office where we usually get yoga once a week. So I'm gonna just guess here that yoga teachers are doing much more of this and selling yoga classes online now.
Yes, absolutely. That's a very, very good point. Because the consumer behavior is changing, and even before COVID-19, the consumer behavior has changed to a point where people like to choose when and how they do certain things, including yoga and fitness. More and more people are demanding kind of to do it from home on their own terms. And fitness, health and fitness and yoga teachers and gyms and studios have been always early adopters in online video business. But now with the COVID-19, something very interesting is happening. A lot of brick and mortar businesses are rushing to get their business online. So they're turning their classes into videos and then looking for ways to take it online. And that's the boom that we're seeing right now, with a lot of offers popping up. One question that I'm going to mention here that I get often is market getting too saturated? The clear answer is no. So you have to think about this. Yes, everybody's going online now, but so are you. So is the audience. We are the audience, and we're the new consumer. And
Right.
we went from offline in-person yoga student to an online audience in a matter of days. So when you're talking about that, who again has the most likelihood to succeed, you have to say like anybody who had any type of offline audience who is now online audience, including health and fitness and yoga, have a great chance of succeeding in online video monetization.
Okay, so here's a challenge for you. Stomp the champ, right? Alexandra is saying that she's from Ireland. Hi, Alexandra. And she owns a bed and breakfast, an eco-friendly bed and breakfast, in fact.
Ooh, nice.
This is one industry where their customers were offline, and now maybe for many of them are moved online. Okay, so clearly you can't move the bed and breakfast itself online, but have you this is going to be a real challenge of a question. What could somebody like Alexandra do, or what kind of videos could she possibly sell online, or ask money for access to?
So that's a very good question, and I would follow up to Alexandra with a sub question. What is your core specialty? Is the bed and breakfast something that you are doing because you are very good at managing business? Because then that could be your core value that you translate to video. So for example, you can teach others how to do that, or teach others how to manage businesses like the bed and breakfast. Or if it's just the specific area that you find interesting, you can also create a story around that. And this is like a pro tip, and I want to trademark this, but nobody's doing this yet, or very few people are doing it. You can actually start creating little travel videos from the area that you are in currently and create a channel around that, because people want to travel. It's not like they decided not to travel overnight. People are missing it like crazy. So imagine if you had this offer where you kind of give them that experience that they would have almost the same, right? Unfortunately, we can't bring smell yet on the phone, but it's a matter of years away from us in technology. But you could definitely have fun with it and create these videos around the place where your bed and breakfast is. It's not going to only serve you now, because you can help maintain your business through this very difficult time, but it can also serve as a magnificent marketing tool in the future when these restrictions that we're in are finally lifting. So you can really be creative around them.
Right. And Camelia was suggesting to hold classes for Airbnb hosts. So that's a
Beautiful.
brilliant idea. Wow, wonderful.
Love it.
So yeah, definitely. If an Airbnb host can figure out how to go online and sell videos, I think pretty much anybody can, right? And I love how you said it's not about the exact offering you had before; it's about the expertise you had in that and being able to provide that offering. That's what's really interesting.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Exactly.
and I think the entertainment aspect is also interesting. So there might be some options here to consider. Maybe a video of interview, maybe a breakfast with our guests, and live stream that, and maybe record the best ones, and if, the funniest stories, and who knows, there might be like a show that could come out of it.
Yeah, absolutely. And because she mentioned something very important, Alexandra, you mentioned organic. So one thing that you can also include is if you grow, for example, if you have your own garden, you can have a little added bonus videos, or even create a video channel around that. How is it sustainable? How do you grow your organic plants? How do you nurture them? That can be extremely fun. And again, people want to travel. They just can't right now. So it might be a beautiful opportunity for you.
Okay, this was totally unplanned for in this live today, and it's actually kind of popular. I see that our audience is growing as we're doing this, so we're getting more requests. So stomp the chomp here. Let's see. Darren is trying to come up with something. Oh, sorry, wrong little thing, wrong editing. What about telecommunications? Okay, this has to be the most challenging, one possible. So,
very true. Telecommunications. It really depends. What is your core service, and what is the core value? So you can always, when you're thinking about what kind of channel do you want to start, or what kind of video service you want to start, you have to think about who is your potential audience, and that comes from the place of you thinking about what is the core value that you can capture in the video and then move forward. So in telecommunication, it's very, very challenging. It truly is. But there are so many channels on YouTube that can translate very, very well into subscription video on demand or video on demand. And people love having little apps like OTT and just watching on phones. Imagine if, and I don't know what telecommunication, what sub-industry are you in within telecommunications is my follow-up question for you.
Yeah, I think that one requires a bit more thinking.
Yeah. It's actually very funny. I do have an answer. If you are, for example, in telecommunications, where you are in charge of, for example, internet or devices of any kind, you can create a channel around connectability, a channel around how to survive COVID-19 as a technology-based company, and teach businesses that use software a little bit more how to communicate with each other. Oh, there we go. Mobiles and broadband. Absolutely. Like unboxing a phone is the #1 most popular video on YouTube. And you can play with that idea. So how does that fit into your core value and your audience? So your audience loves phones. Hey, there's a mix for you right there.
Right, and again, this case probably requires a bit more thinking. So, kudos to Tamara for picking this up and going for these challenges right here live in front of everybody. So appreciate it. Okay, we've got a Facebook user here asking that a lot of people are handing out their content for free. This is true pretty much for any industry, right? So how do I compete with that? How do I justify?
Wow. This is an excellent question. Because it brings a layer that I want to add in here. So COVID-19 actually started this incredible wave of people just rushing to bring their videos online. And people that have studios and gyms, for example, health and fitness, yoga, they have overnight lost the opportunity to create income, just like the travel industry. It sank overnight. And it's not that obvious for most that are not in that position, but health and fitness industry is suffering. It really is. Luckily, the good news is that the consumer habits are already allowing us to build very successful monetization models around health and fitness, around yoga. As you mentioned before, people are doing yoga from home. And that definitely needs to be something that everybody in health and fitness are thinking about. And people started rushing, and they were just going like, first thing that comes to mind was live streaming, and everybody wanted to do live stream. It became a buzzword overnight. And don't get me wrong, I love live streaming. I love live streams like these, and I love live streams on our platform. We offer it, okay? So it's part of our platform. It's part that I don't love it. But people rushed into live streaming as a reaction instead of proactively thinking about the future. So getting your current audience that you have, like, you know, yoga teacher with Melly, Chelsea, and Mike online on Zoom is going to be a great way to maybe contain or retain your audience, contain your loss of audience a little bit, but it's not really a sustainable solution. So if you, and this ties back to our original topic of the call, if you're thinking about building an online audience, you have to think about the future. You have to think about sustainability of your business beyond COVID-19.
Right.
And that means don't forget to monetize. How are you going to make money? If you don't have a payment processor, so for example, you're using just live streams on Facebook or Zoom or whatever other live stream platform you're using, there are many. If you're just using free streams, you're not really going to make a lot of money over time, right? There's no way for a person to pay you for your services, and then your business is going to start to suffer. So whatever you're doing, if you're yoga or a health and fitness instructor or travel master, you need to think about sustainability and the next step and the future beyond COVID-19. The truth is that things are going to open up a little bit, and they already started opening up, which is great. But even local legislations are putting in these compliance laws in place that now for a longer period of time, you may not be able to accept 20 people in your classroom, right? So you do have to think about monetization as a business model, as the sister of your studio that you can grow or brother. I'm not judging. So you can grow your studio online and bring your audiences online, because guess what? You already have offline audiences, and they're going to, if they like you as a teacher, they're going to pay you to watch your content online. And that's the truth. So yeah, it's unfortunate that we're rushing to live streaming and thinking about the cheapest and freest solution. And the way that you need to think about the business model is that paying for a platform for video editing like Wave.video, or paying a platform like Uscreen for video hosting or end-to-end solution for video monetization is kind of like rent. It's your rent for your online business, if that makes sense. So I hope that I answered the question. Just give me a wave if I did.
Yeah. Okay. I think you did, and I see a ton of questions here. So I want to just keep going, but I think that I think one has to think of it as what premium. There's free content and premium content. I subscribe to The Economist magazine. I also read a lot of free stuff online, but I'm happy to pay for premium content, right? And so as one Facebook user was saying here, consistent quality and a structure is something people are willing to pay for. And what I like about what Uscreen is positioned here in the marketplace is interesting, because we typically think of, if we're going to gate video content, it's in the form of a course, and those have sort of a certain structure and stigma associated with them and a certain understanding of what that means. But there's also just premium content that people want to get, which might be structured in other ways, or like entertainment, right? I'm willing to pay for channels. Well, maybe I'm willing to pay for a show. Maybe I'm willing to pay for something else, right? So I love this, the flexibility of doing this. Okay, we've got a ton of questions here, and I'm just trying to go back a bit in the feed.
Ooh, popular.
Where were we? Okay, complexities of getting started. So I think we have a follow-up question. Before we get to that, there's a follow-up question here, I think. Please answer the question, answer in all capitals. Why is this not showing now? It's too long to show on the screen. Okay, James is asking to please answer the question, what kind of businesses can switch to an online format or start selling video content? I think we answered that, didn't we?
Yeah, at the beginning, but we can...
very structured way. Let's list like 5 types of businesses.
Perfect.
Yeah.
So we're going to just start from the obvious that we just talked about. Fitness studios and yoga businesses have a very high probability of success because their audience has this consistent consumer behavior, and they can go on very easily. We know for a fact that, for example, oh, now it's showing the
showing. It's like, but we're all, it's too long. I think he's got like 5 questions in there.
Yeah.
Okay, but you know what? As I was reading it, I think he wants the whole. He's like, he wants to get the whole discussion.
Oh, okay.
Let's continue the discussion because it's okay, and we've got a ton of questions. Okay, so next question was how to get started, or the complexities, what to avoid, and what kind of structure. I guess what kind of structure should I put in place if I want to? I assuming I already have the content, or I produce the content. Great. Now what do I do?
Perfect. So you have to think about, again, your audience. Your audience is in the core of your business. What we are very often as humans do, and this is just human behavior, is that we always start from the I effect, right? And you have to think about your audiences first. So for example, if you already have your audience, that's like 50% of work already done. So you have your audience, you know their behavior. It's going to be very easy to analyze and understand their purchasing behaviors, for example, which is going to tell you, are they ready to pay for the content that you are ready to offer, or you need to rethink the strategy. Maybe you're going to start, building on YouTube. Maybe you can go directly to a platform like Uscreen and selling subscriptions. Maybe you want to sell bundles. It really depends on your audience's purchasing behaviors and what are they ready to pay for. So that's the key. It doesn't hurt to check your competitors, mind you, because your competitors are your frenemies. They have already kind of like, I would say, proof of concept that something is working or not working. So you can definitely check a little bit about how are they pricing things? Are they offering free trials if they have subscription services? Are they promoting on certain platforms? That is, again, a very important question, because once you have your videos created, your audience set aside, your video platform of choice set up. So even if it's like YouTube, you need to upload stuff there. If it's Uscreen, you need to upload, organize our beautiful catalog, and set up a price. So it has a little bit more steps because it's an entire business, right? You can then consider this. You have to communicate it back to your audience, which is one pitfall that everybody falls into first time around, but they're doing it. They don't necessarily communicate enough, often enough, or clearly enough that there is this beautiful offer that you have for them. So you have to think about that. That's a very, very common pitfall. And you need to also think about long-term. So don't just think about short-term, think about long-term, because long-term is, or lack of thinking long-term, lack of strategic thinking beyond, let's say, panic, is where one of the pitfalls, happen.
Right. So in other words, whenever I'm promoting free stuff, make sure my viewers understand this is just a sample, or just this is just like this is my free value. That is my full value. Enjoy my free value as long as you want. But be aware there's this full version, the full value you have to pay for, and
exactly
if you're interested.
Exactly. We kind of call it within Uscreen. We have a term for this and it's called free giveaway funnel. And it's not just within Uscreen. It's a marketing term, but for video businesses, it works really, really well.
Right.
And it's basically just creating free content that can be in form of video, which logically makes sense, or it can be a workbook, or it can be a downloadable. It can be pretty much wherever. As long as that whatever you're offering for free helps you to communicate your core value and set expectations for your audiences. It really needs to fit your audience, right? And then the next step is call them, tell them, hey, if you want more of this, this is where you can find it, and you streamline them down to your channel. It's very important that you consider one thing. When you are doing this free giveaway model or a free giveaway funnel, you have to place some very light conversion points in your giveaway path. And this is very concrete advice to whoever has an audience right now. Collect their emails. Okay, so I know that a lot of people as end users, they're like, they're asking me for an email again on this. I know that, but your email is equally dollar signs. That is your number one communication tool. And it's still number one conversion tool for B2C, which most video business channels are. And you can definitely take the email list, nurture them. They might not, or 70% of them are not going to convert at that moment, but you can nurture them. Feed them the freemium stuff until they're ready to become your customer. So I hope this helped.
Yeah,
lead magnets.
Yeah,
exactly.
Lead magnets. Yes,
exactly. Thank you.
I think there's a slight different touch how you presented it. Anyway, there's a very popular request here, a very popular question. We get this all the time. Everybody wants to know how to make video preview and description that triggers people to pay. Right, this is like the holy grail.
Holy grail. Okay, so to risk sounding like a parrot, you need to think about the audience. You need to think about who's coming to your website and where that video is going to live. So YouTube has its little preview video, right, which entices people to subscribe to the channel. And so does, for example, Uscreen. If you have your channel with Uscreen, if you have your online video business with Uscreen, you can add a little a preview video, and there is luckily a very predictable structure of a video that you can reuse. Get your pen and papers, people. Okay, so you have to do three simple things. Thing number one is create a hook. The hook is something that you say that triggers attention, and it needs to be placed in first 7 to 15 seconds. 7 is ideal. It can be as easy as saying, let me tell you something. Because our curious mind, we have this caveman brain in the back of our heads that's like, oh, they want to tell me something, they're going to stay and listen. Or you can say, like, you know that people who are coming to your channel are people who are looking to, for example, meditate the stress away. And you go like, I know you're tired, listen to this. You create a hook that resonates with your audience, and you can keep them listening for 1.5 minutes, 3 minutes. The shorter the promo video is, the better, honestly, because when people look at the seeker, right, on the player, they might just give up if it's like 5 minutes or 7 minutes video. So keeping it short is worth gold. The second step is after the hook, you have to have a little intro. The intro is up to 20 seconds explanation. I am Tamara, and today we're talking about how to get your business, offline business, online and monetize with videos. So what I did there is I gave you a little bite-sized synopsis of the video that you're going to sit through and look at, and the rest of the video is going to be me convincing you that this is the right thing to do to sign up to purchase. So for example, if you're doing yoga, I'm going to tell you why this yoga channel is the best for you, or I'm going to show you how to get the best abs, or I'm going to show you how to create a balloon animal. So whatever your service is, you can create a little synopsis that is going to help people understand what the rest of the video is going to be about. The key third thing is to merge your call to action. Don't forget the call to action. It's super important. And the previews of your videos that are available on the channel. People like to resonate. They like to see like, oh, this could be me. This could be you, right? That's the whole message that you want to send them. This could be you. This is all about you. I'm just here as a vessel of messaging of how you can get those apps, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So that's the three pillars is hook, synopsis or an intro, and then CTA merged with previews of videos. And the CTAs need to be clear. You can't really beat around the bush, and you can tell them for $9.99 per month, this is what you get. And you set expectations, and you be very, very clear and honest about what you are about to subscribe them to. Does that make sense?
I think that's great. So you're describing here how to create like a teaser or a promo video.
Yes, yes. So it's very important to have that. So when you're thinking about how to create videos that are going to sell in terms of a channel, like what are you going to have on your channel versus the free stuff that you're going to give away, that's a maybe we can do another another live stream to talk just about that, what content goes free and what content goes on your channel. It's a very good topic, but it's very specific for industries. So we could just go really in depth in that and talk about let's say multiple industries and kind of give examples for each.
Right, and this is it's a whole world of its own.
It is.
We still got more stuff that we promised to talk about here, and I'm overwhelmed with all the questions that some are extremely detailed and specific. I'm like, okay, that's not. Maybe we can't answer all of them today, but okay. So we talked about the preview. When I also mentioned description, because a lot of people ask us, okay, the description text under the video or the text that goes with the video, do you follow the same guidelines there, or is there any tips for that as well?
There is, and I would just say avoid the eye effect again. So when somebody comes to your YouTube channel or your sales page for your video business, they want to understand, and they need to understand in the first 13 seconds of viewing the page, they need to have a very clear idea what is it that they are about to subscribe to, or what is it that you're selling. So we saw a lot of mistakes made, and we're trying as we go, as we grow, we are learning more, and we learn from our clients as well. And now we are building a program actually to help the clients, and it's going to be launched soon, and I'll keep you all in loop. The thing that you need to think about is keep it short, keep it to the point, tell them what they are getting out of it, not what you are offering or why. The audience does not care at the beginning. They might care after they consume the initial messaging, but they are not going to stick around if you say like, oh, we're a boutique fitness video firm, and they don't care. They want to understand, why am I here? You are here to learn how to do this, this, and this. Be very, very precise. So your description video needs to be about the value that you're giving them and help them resonate with them. Everything else, put it on a side, put it on a different page, keep it for your other marketing efforts. Just don't overwhelm the reader with text. So keep it short. One paragraph is enough. And just keep it about the value. This is the value. This is what you'll learn. This is the videos that you're going to see. These are the types of videos that or movies that we have on our entertainment channel. Just keep it very, very short. Does that make sense?
Yes, I think we've exhausted this topic already. So let's move on. By the way, Camille here is saying about the fashion industry, how they're early adopters, and she really likes to watch them. And there were some questions about the fashion industry as well. James, I wanted to get back to James' question because he's been waiting patiently in queue here. And I think we did talk about this, but I wanted to make sure that we cover this properly, because
very good question.
Okay, so I think that the question really is how complex, if you've never done this, right? How complex is the operation? How much time should I expect to build into this until I start seeing results? How much effort does it take? Is this, do I need a team and a year? How does it go?
It's a very good question. So it's a very complex one. So I'm going to try to just give you a little wireframe. But if you need any more information, you can feel free to write in. I'm sure that Daniel is going to forward me the email. So it is as building any business, it has its challenges. That's 100% true. The challenges are you have to really understand the audience and you have to be really consistent. So it's the same process of building an online business as you would build offline business. For some industries, it's a little bit easier because it's more intuitive. For some industries, it's a little bit harder because you have to think about all of the complexities that come with the industry. So, for example, if it's going to be a cooking show, how are you going to compete? How are you going to position yourself in the market? So you really need to do, if you don't have any online video now, or you haven't had an offline business either, what I would suggest is starting to read up on a lot of beautiful strategies. I know Daniel on their blog, you have a lot of very useful information about that, and so do we on Uscreen blog. And I would just suggest visiting it. And we actually have this whole section called the Video Business School that kind of guides you through step by step how to understand the audiences, how to build it. You can definitely visit that. We can share the link at some point, and you can visit that and start learning it, because it is complex if you haven't done any business building before. But it's the same as building online as offline business.
Right. I agree with a lot of this. Okay. Harani is saying we have done videos for our clients following these same tips Tamara was talking about, and obviously using Wave. Yay!
Beautiful.
Guys, your tool is absolutely amazing. We have saved those videos for different countries: Panama, Aruba, Mexico, Venezuela, USA, and a few of them here. Okay, great. Yeah, anybody is more than welcome to check out those links. And I think repurposing is a big deal as well, and reusing videos. And I think one thing we didn't mention is a lot of us have content that we could monetize or gate at least. We have a lot of old webinars that are sitting around. You mentioned B2B before. Lots of B2B webinars are just sitting there. Some really good ones as well that normally would cost a lot of money. And I repeat this over and over again. The basic strategy is when something is live, it's free because you want the engagement, you want to bring the audience in. After that, it's no longer free. It deserves it has a value, and in some form or another, people need to pay for it, or
100%.
actually pay for it, right? We all have a lot of content lying around. Some of it might need to be updated, etc. And
that's very true. So what we see right now with the sports industry, for example, is very, very, so when you turn on the TV on any channel, regardless of what provider you're using, there is no sports. You're watching like a football match for Kazakhstan or something like that. So there's very few sporting events available. But these sport clubs have done this beautifully. They have picked up their old live events, took them, bundled them up, and the less popular are free. The more popular, you have to pay subscription to view.
Nice.
So it's a smart way to create a free giveaway funnel into your paid content, and they just pick and choose which content they can successfully turn into the monetized element of your business.
I like that strategy. It's very interesting. Okay, I have a question here, which I'm not 100% sure what to make of it. So Alex is asking, in your experience, Tamara, would you focus more on image videos or footage videos? And would you try to, right? Let's start with that one.
Okay. So when we're talking about what to focus in when you are selling videos, I hope that I understood this question correctly. And if I didn't, you can just add a few more details. I I definitely think that there is a huge advantage of footage, which is basically, if you show humans, the humans are going to connect. If you have footage from live events that has one person talking or multiple people talking, that definitely has its weight in the way that people perceive the channel. B-roll is great if you want to add it in. So if you have to use anything else like animated graphics or anything like that, it's still a very good solution. But the big question is it something your audience wants? In terms of the quality of the video itself, which is the second understanding that I had, is what would be more important in a single video. And surprisingly, the answer is audio. If you are and like video quality is important, don't get me wrong, it really is. That's why at Uscreen we're really focusing on getting the highest quality videos out there. But the audio is something that can make or break your business, because people, if they have to struggle to hear your input in what to do with this piece of paper when they're teaching you how to make origami, or when you're doing a squat and you don't hear clearly what the person is instructing you to do, for example, for health and fitness, audio can really damage the perceived quality of the video. Even if you have like the most expensive camera, if the video isn't that good, if there's crackling noise, if there's too much echo, that's definitely going to be a deal breaker for a lot of people.
Right. And I think this ties nicely into the data we have that shows a lot of people, they don't watch videos, they listen to videos. They put the video aside and they do other stuff, and then they jump into the video in and out as needed. And for example, I bet a lot of people who are watching the video now don't see my quote, like air quotes that I'm doing, because they probably have another window open and doing something else. And then they jump in when they hear something interesting. Some of the cues to do that, to bring them back in, is to say, if you look at this on the screen, or like bringing up visuals, because frankly, there's a limit to how much people want to watch the two of us here on the screen at any given moment. Visually,
we're beautiful, but I understand them.
Yeah. I mean, there's a limit to how much visual experience we can give within this fixed camera in a fixed room.
I'm losing my light too, but never mind. But it's true. So our data says exactly the same. So people tend to watch videos. We actually, this was one of the surprising findings that we had. So our player, for example, plays in the background, and even in apps that our clients have, it plays in the background. So you can turn off your phone and or use other apps and just listen to whatever the instructor, the teacher, the movie is talking about. That's how important the audio part is. Yes.
Yeah, and then we're getting a couple of nods here from users saying LOL. Yeah, one is saying I'm making a Wave video as I'm listening. Awesome. That is a good excuse for not watching us, and we don't take it personally. I will say, Tamara, kudos for you for your innovative background, very professional. How you darkened the background. I did a little session once about optimizing your backgrounds. Which, for those of you who are not watching right now, you won't see what I'm about to do, which has been driving me crazy for the past 44 minutes. So watch this. It's still not perfect, but better off. Yeah, that's Izzy, by the way.
Oh, Izzy, okay.
Yeah. So I think we have caught our viewers' attention for long enough. It has been fantastic, Tamara. This has been a really, really informative session, and judging by the amount of engagement and questions, it's been fantastic. And please do hang out occasionally. Come back and check the comments and questions. On whichever channel you find us. Again, we're broadcasting in many different places here. And if so, please, guys, feel free to continue the conversation in the comments. And yeah, and there we go. Thank you so much, everybody, for joining in. Thank you for Tamara from Uscreen, and see you next week in whatever we have another session about something really interesting next week. So check out our Facebook group, Wave.video community, or Wave.video website, if a Facebook page, or my LinkedIn, wherever you are watching this. And see you all next week. Bye.
Bye.